In the heart of Iluoyo, a peaceful village where the sun kissed the earth and the river sang sweet songs, there lived a woman named Abeni. She was known for her kindness, her bright smile, and the way her laughter made even the elders smile. But despite all this, Abeni had a troubled heart. She was in love, not just with anyone, but with Jide, the most handsome and well-respected young man in the village. He was tall, strong, and had the kindest eyes Abeni had ever seen. Many girls admired him, but Jide never seemed to notice Abeni, no matter how often she walked past him, carrying her pot of water, or how she smiled at him at the village square. "You have too many dreams, Abeni," her best friend Tenny teased one afternoon. They were sitting under a mango tree, peeling yams. "Jide will never look your way. He is a hunter, always busy. And even if he wanted a wife, do you think he would choose you when Chief Olumide's daughter is also after him?" Abeni sighed. She knew Tenny was teasing, but the words still stung her. She had tried everything, fetching water from the same well as Jide, helping his mother pound yam at festivals, even singing softly when he passed, yet he never noticed her. One evening, as she sat by the river watching the golden sun sink into the horizon, she heard two women whispering behind her. "They say there is a powerful herbalist in the forest," one woman said. "He can make special potions that makes a man fall deeply in love with you." Abeni's heart leaped. Could this be the answer to her problems? She knew it was wrong, but love can make even the wisest person do foolish things. That night, as the moon hung brightly in the sky, Abeni made up her mind she would find the herbalist. Abeni had never been one to wander far from the village, but that night she felt brave. The whispering trees seemed to call her name as she made her way through the dark forest, the soft chirping of crickets filling the air. She clutched the small lantern in her hands, its flame flickering like her racing heart. Her grandmother had always warned her about the dangers of deep forests. Spirits, wild animals, and things that cannot be seen. But love had made her bold. After walking for what felt like forever, she saw it, a small hut hidden between two giant baobab trees. Smoke coiled from the roof and a faint glow shone from within. Taking a deep breath, Abeni knocked. The door creaked open and an old man with silver eyes peered at her. His face was wrinkled and his beards were long like the roots of an old tree. His voice was deep like the rumbling earth before a storm. "Young one, why do you seek me?" he asked. Abeni hesitated, but then she spoke. "I have come for a love potion." The man sighed. "Love is not a thing to be controlled, child. It is like the river. It must flow freely or it becomes dangerous." Abeni shook her head. "Jide does not see me. If he drinks the potion, he will love me." For a long moment, the herbalist said nothing. Then, with a weary sigh, he turned and shuffled to a wooden shelf filled with bottles of strange colors. He picked one up, a small red bottle that seemed to glow under the lantern light. "Pour this into his drink," he said. "He will be yours. But be warned, when love is forced, it may turn out the other way." Abeni did not listen. Her heart soared as she took the bottle. This was it. Jide would love her. Nothing could go wrong. The next morning, Abeni hid the red small bottle deep in the folds of her wrapper. Her heart pounded like the talking drum as she made her way to Jide's family's house. She had it all planned out. She would slip the potion into his drink, and by evening he would love her. When she arrived at the compound, it was lively with activity. Jide and his twin brother, Kola, were sitting under a large tree, laughing and sharing a bowl of freshly squeezed palm wine. Their mother was busy pounding yam, and some villagers had gathered, enjoying the cool shade. Abeni's hand trembled as she stepped closer. Jide's wooden cup sat on the table half full. This was her chance. She glanced around. No one was looking. Quickly, she uncorked the bottle and poured 3 drops of the shimmering red liquid into the drink. The moment the last drop hit the surface, a strange sweet smell filled the air. Abeni quickly stepped back and waited. But before Jide could reach for the cup, Kola grabbed it first. Abeni's stomach twisted in horror as Kola lifted the cup to his lips. "Wait!" she started to say, but it was too late. Kola gulped down the entire drink in one go. He wiped his mouth with the back of his hand and let out a satisfied sigh. "Ah, that was refreshing," he said, smacking his lips. Abeni's heart sank to her feet. The wrong person has taken the potion. She stood frozen as Jide clapped his brother on his back, laughing. "Kola, you're drinking my palm wine. One day, I'll make you fetch your own." Kola only grinned, but Abeni watched him. She noticed something strange. His smile lingered a little long. His eyes softened as they met hers. Abeni felt her world spin. She had made a terrible mistake. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but by midday, Kola's behavior had changed. It started with a long stare. Abeni had gone to the market to fetch vegetables for her mother. When she felt eyes on her, she turned and found Kola standing a few feet away, watching her with an unusual intensity. She forced a smile. "Kola, do you need anything?" Kola sighed dreamily. "No, Abeni, I just need you." Abeni's breath caught in her throat. She hurried past him, hoping it was a joke. But the next morning, she awoke to find a basket of fresh mangoes outside her door. Then later that day, Kola appeared at her hut singing a song. By the 3rd day, it was clear Kola was in love. He followed her everywhere. If she fetched water, he was there. If she pounded yam, he offered to help. If she spoke to another man, his eyes darkened with jealousy. The villagers whispered, "Wasn't Kola always teasing Abeni? When did this love start? This is strange." Abeni was trapped. The more she avoided Kola, the stronger his love seemed to grow. That evening, she sat outside her hut, feeling desperate. What had she done? There was only one person who could fix this, the herbalist. Night had fallen when Abeni slipped back into the forest. Her feet moved quickly, pushing past leaves and branches, her heart racing with every step. When she reached the hut, the herbalist was already waiting. He sat by his fire, staring at the flames as if he had known she would return. "I warned you," he said without looking at her. "Love is not something you can command." Abeni fell to her knees. "Please, I made a mistake. I need something to reverse the potion." The old man sighed deeply. "There is no simple cure, child. You gave him love he did not ask for, and now only one thing can break the spell." Abeni's eyes widened. "What? Tell me." The herbalist looked into her desperate eyes. You must make him see the truth. He must realize that his love is not real." Abeni's heart sank. How could she convince Kola he did not truly love her? The old man placed a blue bottle in her hands. "This potion will weaken his feelings, but only if you can make him question them first." Abeni clutched the bottle tightly. This was her last chance. She had to act before it was too late. Abeni walked back to the village, holding the small bottle in her trembling hands. She had thought love was something she could create with magic, something she could control, but now she was trapped in a mistake of her own making. As she reached her hut, she heard soft humming. She peeped around the corner and her heart dropped. Kola was sitting outside her door, weaving a small basket, humming a love song. The moment he saw her, his face lit up. "Abeni, I was waiting for you." She forced a weak smile. "Kola, why are you here so late?" He stood up, smiling dreamily. "I wanted to see you. I can't sleep without knowing if you're safe." Abeni swallowed hard. This had to stop. She took a deep breath. "Kola, I need to tell you something." He stepped closer, his eyes full of love. "Anything, my Abeni." She hesitated. How could she break his heart without hurting him? Instead, she whispered, "Meet me by the river at sunset. There is something I need to show you." Kola's face brightened. "A surprise?" Abeni nodded slowly. "Yes, but you must promise me one thing." "Anything." "You must listen to me with your heart." Kola smiled. "I always do." But Abeni's stomach twisted. He didn't know what was coming. That night, she didn't sleep. She lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering when Kola finally saw the truth. Would he hate her? At the break of dawn, Abeni stood by the river bank waiting. The sky was painted in soft and orange pink as the village slowly awakened. She turned when she heard footsteps. Kola arrived, smiling as always. "Abeni," he said, his voice full of warmth. "What is this surprise?" Abeni took a deep breath. "Kola, do you remember the first day you started loving me?" Kola laughed. "Of course, it was, He frowned, thinking, "That is strange. I don't remember when it started, but I know I love you." Abeni's heart ached. She stepped closer and took his hands. "Kola, you don't love me." His smile faded. "What?" Abeni was gentle but firm. "I made a mistake, Kola. I gave you something that wasn't real, and now I want to set you free." She pulled out the blue bottle and held it out to him. "Drink this." Kola hesitated. "You're saying my love for you isn't real?" Abeni nodded. "I'm so sorry, Kola. I should have trusted that love should come on its own." Kola stared at her, confusion battling with sadness. Slowly, he reached for the bottle. He uncorked it, sniffed the liquid, then looked back at Abeni. His voice was soft, almost broken. "If this is what you want, Abeni, then I will drink it." With one deep breath, he lifted the bottles to his lips and drank it. Abeni held her breath. For a moment, nothing happened. Then Kola blinked slowly. He looked at Abeni. His eyes changed. The deep, passionate love in them faded into something softer. Friendship. He frowned slightly. "Abeni, I feel strange." Abeni swallowed. "You feel normal, Kola. You are yourself again." Kola was silent for a long time. Then suddenly he chuckled. "Did I really follow you around like a lost puppy?" Abeni laughed nervously. "You sang outside my hut every morning." Kola groaned, covering his face. "Oh no, did I embarrass myself?" Abeni jiggled a little. For the first time, they laughed together. The spell was broken, but more importantly, their friendship was still there, and Abeni's heart felt lighter than ever before. Later that evening, as Abeni walked through the village, she bumped into Jide. She froze, her heart skipping a beat. She had spent so much time worrying about Kola that she had forgotten all about her original love. "Abeni," Jide said with a friendly smile, "are you well?" Abeni bit her lip. "Yes, just had an interesting week." Jide chuckled. "I can imagine. My brother hasn't stopped talking about how strange he felt today." Abeni's face turned red. He told you?" Jide smirked. "He said, and I quote, 'Abeni tricked me into drinking something, and suddenly I was in love with her.'" Abeni groaned, covering her face. "I was hoping he wouldn't say it like that." Jide laughed. "It's all right. If I had known you wanted my attention so badly, Abeni, you could have just talked to me." Abeni's eyes widened. "You knew?" Jide nodded. "Of course, I was waiting for you to tell me yourself." Abeni's heart raced. You mean you actually..." Jide smiled, reaching out to her gently. "I already liked you, Abeni. I just wanted to see if you would be patient enough to let love come naturally." Abeni felt like the world had stopped. All this time she had worried for nothing. Days passed, and soon Jide asked for Abeni's hand in marriage. Kola, now back to his usual playful self, teased her endlessly. "Next time, Abeni, if you like someone, just say it. No need for magic potion." Abeni laughed, but deep down she had learned the most important lesson of all. Love cannot be forced. It must come naturally, like the rivers flowing into the sea.